Another packed evening of entertainment for you this evening at Mayhem in the Morn Part 2, ladies and gentlemen. First blood match with Mike Omega and Needles. Then another training dungeon top talent contest. The female side this time. Win Stevenson defends that belt against Gruesome Sharon. Then we have the MMW Tag Team Championship match. The main event take on the Defiled, who won last night's number one contenders match. And then number one contendership for the Women's Championship happens this evening. Dixie Clements with Matt takes on Katya Manelli now, where Candy Kane won last night, and how that fares we'll find out later, I guess. And also Championship European Rules match. T.M.E, the champion, defends against Lane Cipher. Women's Tag Team Championships will be crowned this evening in a triple threat ladder match. And Luke Cipher takes on the Punisher in the main event. Let's get this thing started, ladies and gentlemen.
This is your opening contest of Mayhem in the North, Night 2, and as a training dungeon first blood match. Entering the arena first, the Antipodean hardcore icon, Mike Omega.
Mike, no stranger to hardcore contests. Setting up for this first blood match against Federation Online's Dungeoneer Needles. And Mike looking to make an impression, if you'll pardon the pun. Certainly tooled up with that kendo stick there. Looking ready for action.
And his opponent, the pinpoint assassin of Federation Online. The man they call Needles.
Here comes the big man. Very close to becoming top talent in that tournament. The month of March. Now ready to break some skin, maybe some bones. Taunting that poor kid on the outside there. Probably a good job there's a barrier. He looks determined. The bell sounds and away we go, ladies and gentlemen. Needles goes in straight with a forward punch, picks up Mike. Mike reverses that hold though and now blocks the punches but can't defend the kick. Needles just with the clubbing blow. Oh, and a clubbing blow to the back. And a headbutt to the back of the head. Dazes Mike temporarily, picks him up, and oh, that's some sort of gut wrench powerbomb maneuver, choking him now. And yeah, there's no technicality involved in this match, really, just out and out fighting. As Mike gets tossed to the outside, Needles follows him out, and this is where the pain can be inflicted with no recompense. And he takes him into a sleeper hold, a sort of a clutch hold. Mike fighting out, elbows to the face there. That'll soften up the skin. Needles reversed, Mike reverse, and it's just reversal after reversal. Needles gets tossed towards the barrier, separating him from the crowd. Mike back in the ring now. Needles joins him, and there's a knee to the abdomen there. Mike now with Needles in the corner, looking for something here. Gut wrench suplex, back, belly to back, or belly to belly, sorry. And now he's on the outside looking for plunder. Gets the sledgehammer. Could be nasty. Attacking the lower body there. Weakening the big man. Taking away his vertical base. But then just a big ham hock of Needles is enough to distract Mike. And now Needles just picks him up bodily. Mike looking to break out of that though. Needles looking possibly to... Oh, and it just tosses him across the ring. Picks up the sledgehammer. Oh, and there's a shot to the stomach there. Now attacking the midriff of Mike. And this isn't going to maybe open wounds, but it'll weaken a man. Anyone taking a sledgehammer to the sort of rib area, it's not going to fare very well. Oh, and there's a violent super kick. And a beautiful belly to back suplex from Mike Omega. Needles though, able to get his foot up. Oh, and there's a running knee which Needles avoided. Mike now just with a beautiful backside suplex. Dazes Needles. And now Mike looking for something here. Spins him round, a knee to the face and a clothesline takes Needles down. A big man. Ooh, gets a knee to the face there. It's that kind of violent. Now we're into a Dragon Sleeper. Again, won't cause blood flow, but will stem the flow of energy in Needles' body. He's looking a little bit wobbly there. Ooh, but he takes Mike down and onto the sledgehammer, picks up the sledgehammer again and into the kneecap, to the back of the knees now of Mike. A little bit of turnaround being fair play there. And Mike now holding his left knee, trying to shield himself from these clubbing blows. Can't quite get out of the way, and Needles just relentless, attacking that left knee of Mike Omega. And now into the midriff, but Mike able to avoid that. Like a swift kick, and then picks up the sledgehammer himself. And now attacking Needles' body with that brutal hammer. And now the back of the head. Maybe the elbow, maybe the fingers on the left hand. Needles just being bludgeoned in this relentless attack by Mike Omega, who rolls out the way, and a fist stops Mike in his track. Gets picked up in that sidewalk slam type manoeuvre. And now Needles just stomping on Mike's fingers and now choking him out. Perfectly legal in this match. Picks him up in a camel clutch. And again, just wearing down the body. Fundamentals of drawing blood with delayed violence. And now Needles looking for something here. But Mike breaks out of the hold. I don't know if Needles was going for that end. He picks him up again, Mike slips out. A flurry of kicks. Oh, and there's a spinning pile driver. Dazing Needles, and now more sledgehammer shots to the facial area. And Needles is just reeling, holding his left knee now. Attacking the right foot to the knee and the midriff area. And Mike Omega just relentless in this attack. Needles unable to get out of the way. Mike went to the well one too many times. It's tossed to the outside. Manages to hold on. Needles with a punch. And a backdrop onto that hard part of the apron. And now just leg drop onto the right hand of Mike. Taking away those digits. On the outside, and it's looking like Mike's a little bit dazed now, rubbing the forehead with that rough part of his padding there, and now he gets a chair. Ooh, and there's a chair shot to the elbow, keeping Mike on his knees, Mike down on the ground. Mike trying to block this offensive manoeuvres. Needles tosses Mike back into the ring. Didn't need to do that. Mike looking fairly finished now. He rolls out of the way. Oh, and there's a swift kick to the face. Busts Needles open. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's all it takes. Look at some of this action from earlier on. That was beautiful sidewalk slam there.
Your winner by bloodshed.
Mike with that swift kick.
Hardcore Antipodean. Mike Omega
Wins this one. He'll be happy with that in front of this packed crowd. Well, what a great opening match. Let's get on with the next one.
This next match is for the Training Dungeon Female Top Talent Championship with a 30-minute time limit and is scheduled for one fall.
This is your Training Dungeon Female Top Talent Contest. The challenger about to enter, Gruesome Sharon, make waves in Federation Online, now making waves in the MPire Wrestling Training Dungeon. Matt bringing over some of his Federation Online females and other stars to help the trainees in the training dungeon. Not that there are that many at the moment, but every little helps. And Gruesome Sharon, you wouldn't want to meet her on a dark night. She's looking fairly focused and ready for this. Some call her a lunatic. I don't think I would be that brave. But yes, she looks a little bit, shall we say, unhinged. But again, I didn't say that. Don't tell her that. I'm safe here in the back of this arena. obviously, yes, the formal introductions will be sorted when Win gets in the ring. Well, they both get the entrances, and there she is. She won that female top talent belt at the Training Dungeon showcase. Well, the tournament night in that fatal four-way. A lot of the other ladies would have liked to have taken that, especially Roxy Fox. I'm sure she will be looking for her chance with whoever wins this particular matchup. Right now, with Stevenson basking in the glory of being female top talent. Let's get a little splash thing going on there. And now the formal
Introducing first, standing in the corner to my right, the challenger, the Scourge of Federation Online, Gruesome Sharon. And in the corner to my left, the reigning, defending, female top talent, the fabulous
Stevenson
one.
holds that belt aloft.
Stevenson.
Will she be giving it away and saying goodbye? The referee shows Gruesome Sharon, holds it aloft, as is the de rigueur. And we're seconds away from the bell. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Win Stevenson in with the punches and kicks there. Gruesome Sharon blocks it, gives her a big headbutt. Takes her down with a snap suplex. And Win already dazed from a headbutt there. Gruesome Sharon looking to make this a short job maybe. Now twisting Win's arm, pulling on that neck. Win able to break out of that. Going to the top now. So early on in this contest, waits for Gruesome to get it on her feet. Ooh, and there's a crossbody. Puts her with her knees more than the body. But it's effective. It keeps Sharon on the canvas. Win attacking the back now with a brutal kick. Stretching it now. Just fundamental wrestling here, ladies and gentlemen. But Gruesome Sharon able to break out of that. Picks Win up. Looking for a powerbomb, maybe Win breaks the hold. Ooh, and clotheslines her to the outside. Now, I believe, there is a count, so I guess Win could leave Sharon on the outside and it's the champion's advantage. But, well, looks like she might be looking for that. There's a brutal reverse DDT on the floor there. No, she's tossing her back in. Middle of the ring now. Picks her up. Slaps, but there's a hip toss. And a brutal elbow drop there onto the champion. The champion kicks the way out and receives a boot to the face for a trouble. Went for a running attack, didn't quite make it. Gruesome Sharon picks her up bodily. Just slams her down on the canvas. Violence personified, ladies and gentlemen. There's that elbow drop again. Just violence, a flurry of elbow drops on the Training Dungeon female top talent champion, and more elbow drops. And well, Sharon may be a lunatic, but she's thinking quite lucidly at the moment. Gets a 2 count. tosses the champion like a ragdoll to the corner. Picks her back up again. Bodily sends her to the corner. Drops her head on head first. And now just choking her in the corner there. When Stevenson retaliates, goes for a back kick, goes to the top rope looking for something here. Oh, and there's an elbow drop on the top rope and goes for a pinfall. Gruesome Sharon kicks out at 2. And when Stevenson going for something else but gets a kick to the face and some palm strikes. She uses a palm strike of her own, dragging Gruesome Sharon now to the ropes and execute something here. Chest stomp there, and now mounted punches. And this is the first of a few title bouts in this evening's foray, ladies and gentlemen. And as we see Win with the like a stretch muffler type manoeuvre there. Gruesome Sharon works her way out of that one. Slams Win on the canvas. Ooh, and there's a running power sort of sidewalk slam type manoeuvre. Like a boss man slam thing. Ooh, and there's a violent snap suplex from the champion. The champion not going to give up that easily. Both ladies now looking a little bit dazed and confused. Sharon gets her up in a gory submission hold. Win Stevenson now just flailing, trying to get her. Gruesome Sharon drops it. She's not going to tap, but she may do if this continues. Ooh, and there's a delayed bomb, a gruesome bomb, leads to a 2 count. Gruesome Sharon now looking for something that gets kicked off by Win Stevenson, who just slams Gruesome Sharon's face into the canvas. No grace there, just out and out violence from the fabulous one. And now both ladies just duking it out, it's back and forth. Win gets picked up and tossed again like a rag doll. And Sharon goes to the same sort of manoeuvre and just the bodily control. Ooh, and there's a violent elbow drop again. Multiple elbow drops. Discombobulating Win Stevenson. And again. Gruesome Sharon now with the final elbow drop. Goes through the pinfall. Win kicks out at 2. This champion looking to retain. Gruesome Sharon. Relentless punches to the face there. And then she gets a kick to her own head. Win Stevenson with a knee to the hand. Trying to reduce the grip of their opponent. Sends Sharon into the corner. Flings her away. Takes her down in a Hurricane Rana from the corner there. And Gruesome Sharon now looking stunned. A little bit dazed and confused. Win Stevenson sends her back into the corner, but it's the referee. Oh, and there's a spinning sidewalk slam. 2 count only. Win Stevenson just asking the referee. The referee telling her that it's only 2. And now Gruesome Sharon with a kick. Oh, and a short clothesline there. When Stevenson with this tilt-a-whirl Rana there. And now she's looking for something. Taunting Gruesome Sharon to get up. Oh, and she missed with the clothesline. This could be fatal. She gets tossed into the corner by Gruesome Sharon. A punch connects to the face, slammed into the turnbuckle. And now Sharon takes her down. Looking for the gruesome bomb. And the elbow drop pin. When Stevenson kicks out at the last second. There were literally milliseconds left there. The referee. Just a hair's breadth away from the canvas with that final count. And now when Stevenson attacking Sharon. Goes for the fabulous there. Ooh, that's a 2 count only. Can't believe that, ladies and gentlemen. Surely that was the end of it. She picks Gruesome Sharon up again, tosses her to the corner. And there's the flying punch. And a spear. Into the pinfall. And that's all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. The winning spear from Wayne Stevenson. And she retains. Let's look at some of this action. I was sure that was going to be the end. And that so many opportunities on both women. Could have ended this match. And there was the fabulous
Here is your winner and still MMW Training Dungeon. Female top talent, Miss Fabulous. Win Stevenson.
Win retains, and I'm sure Roxy is looking on in the wings amongst other people. Let's get on with the next match, ladies and gentlemen. This has been a great night so far. Yes, win. Celebrating. Well done, girl. Absolutely fabulous.
I will take vengeance upon mine enemies, and I will repay those who hate me. O Lord, raise me to thy right hand and count me among thy saints.
The following contest is for the MMW Tag Team Championship. The TLC stipulation has been removed due to a change in the Live Wire Tag Team Championship match taking place later in this program. Entering the arena first. The number 1 contenders, accompanied by Supreme Lucifer. The team of Damien Defiler and Daniel Cipher. Defiled.
And here we are, this tag team competition, which now apparently isn't a TLC match that we expected due to the ladder being introduced into the Livewire Women's Tag Team Triple Threat match later on in the evening. Well, I'm sure this will be a doozy. The number 1 contenders who won the match last night against the admin
and their opponents,
admin,
the current reigning MMW Tag Team Champions, the team of Kenny Time and Simca, the main event.
Current Tag Team Champions, Kenny Time and Simca. They call themselves the main event. They're not in the main event, obviously, but feel like they're that damn good. And well, you know, the multiple reign now of this championship. same man who's filed in this new era. And the current champions. Can they keep hold of it? Or will the defiled regain that gold? Not be long until we can find out, ladies and gentlemen. The challengers look ready. Even though they've wrestled like 24 hours ago, the champions also are very ready indeed. The referee takes the belts as is customary. Holds them aloft. And now we just wait for the bell to sound and get this contest on the way, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Daniel and Kenny starts off. Kenny fends Daniel off with that elbow. Takes him over in a shot. Snap suplex. And goes to make the tag to Cynthia. Cynthia in now. Gets attacked by Daniel. He blocks the flurry of punches. Ooh, and there's that beautiful hip toss type neck breaker maneuver. Cynthia now with a beautiful moonsault DDT type thing there. From that middle rope, and that was risky so early on in the contest. Daniel able to break out of the grasp there. Kicks Cynthia in the groin. Hoists him up in that brain buster. Goes to make the tag to Damien Defiler. Supreme Lord Sif on the outside, hoping to bring the gold back to the boys. Oh, and there's a moonsault from Damien Defiler. Keeps Cynthia on the canvas there. Goes to the top rope. And there's the 450 senton. Again, Cynthia grounded and into the crossface. Very close to the ropes though. Managing, gets a knee, gets a fist to the face of Damien Defiler. Now Damien reverses it again. Cynthia blocks the grapple. Damien blocks the grapple. And yes, back and forth, ladies and gentlemen. And there's a beautiful Snapdragon suplex into a pin, but Cynthia was too close to the ropes there. He gets picked up in the power bomb. Oh, and there's a knee to the face. And Damien Defiler on point and on form this evening. Oh, and there's a chop block. Takes the defiled one down. Cynthia makes the tag to Kenny. Kenny in now. Defiler with some kicks and punches, and there's a spinning to that kick there. Makes a tag to Daniel. Daniel comes back in. Kenny with the fist and the belly to back suplex. Makes the tag to Cynthia. While Daniel stands up. Daniel able to get the upper hand there. Drops Cynthia on the top rope. Goes for a pinfall straight away. Kenny in to make the save. Damien comes in a little bit too late. Gets a knee to the gut. And now Daniel going for a suplex. Gets blocked by Cynthia. But Daniel reverses the offense again. Knees to the chest. And a stomp on the elbow to make the tag to Damien Defiler. Comes in, continues the offense, and Cynthia's right arm there. Dazing Cynthia. And now it's a flurry of kicks and punches. Keeps Cynthia down on the canvas. Damien going for a leg lock now in the corner. Cynthia able to block it with his foot. And knee drop on the right elbow. Well, Damien Defiler gives Kenny the tag in. Damien blocks the offence. Gets it. Back suplex pin. Not quite. Now Kenny just wrestling for his life. Oh, and there's the defiled DDT. A 1 count only. Keeps Kenny in the game. And now the Defiler drop. Goes for another quick pinfall attempt. Kenny looks like he's busted open from that manoeuvre. Cynthia makes the save. He gets tossed outside by Daniel, leaving Damien and Kenny in the ring. That's the legal men. And now Kenny fighting back with a flurry of punches. Picks up Damien and tosses him on the rope there. Elbow drop. Keeps Defiler down. And another elbow drop there. Just pure wrestling going on in this contest. And now Kenny with the bow and arrow lock. Looking to stretch the back of Defiler. Cynthia gets in the ring. Defiler able to roll his way out of that one. Goes for a punch, but Kenny with the takedown. And the palm strikes to the face there. Goes for the pinfall. Only a 1 count. The main event looking to finish this one quickly, as you would, being champions, I suppose. Now Kenny with those slaps takes him, Damien down in a belly to belly. Damien back on the offensive now. This is the kick. Doesn't block the punch from Kenny, but gets an elbow in Kenny's way. Takes him down with a clothesline. Makes the tag to Daniel Cipher. Kenny also manages the tag to Cynthia. And now Cynthia tosses Daniel into the corner. Just shuffles in there. Kicks to the sternum. Dazing the Cipher. Oh, and there's a springboard DDT from the middle rope, and that was a violent attack on the big man. Now Cynthia with a back body takedown. Picks the dazed Cipher brother up, and there's a spine buster. Into a failed pin attempt. Now stretch muffler. Blocked by Damien Defiler. And Cynthia there with his hip toss DDT. Sends Damien to the outside. A knee to the right arm of Daniel. Daniel reverses that manoeuvre. Stomps on Cynthia's left elbow. Kenny still on the outside, dazed. Damien on the outside, dazed. And now just mounted punches from the big man. Cynthia trying to block his face. Daniel just with violent assault. Ooh, and here we go with the three amigos. 2. Daniel's amigos anyway. A trifecta of back suplexes. Leaves Cynthia dazed. Kenny's up though. Kenny's in to make the break, and he doesn't need it. Only a 1 count. Cynthia just able to kick out there. And now Kenny hoisted up. Cynthia able to attack Daniel while he's distracted. Clubbing blow to the back of the head takes Daniel Cipher down, and Cynthia makes the tag to Kenny, who gives him an elbow drop to the kidney there. Violent attacks now. And now Kenny thinking about some offense. Going to the outside maybe. Not quite sure what he's looking at. Grabs Supreme Lord Cipher and takes him down. And well, there's a turn up for the Bucks. Maybe Kenny afraid of the dark. Certainly the Dark Lord, Supreme Lord Cipher at least. And I think Daniel might be busted open with that shot to the turnbuckle there. Yes, he is. Blood streaming down from his face. And now Kenny tags in Cynthia. Ooh, and a double back body drop there. Takes the big man to the canvas. Stuns him. And now Cynthia with more offense. Putting the boot into the face and the back. And a slap takes him down. And now Cynthia makes the tag to Kenny. Kenny comes back in. Daniel's still on the floor. Kenny goes for a pinfall. Ooh, and a 2 count only. Daniel just able to kick out at the last second there. Crawls for a tag to Damien. Damien now with a kick to the groin. But gets blocked by Kenny on the second or third attempts. Both men now. Oh, and there's a Snapdragon suplex. Kenny now gets drop kicked on the back. Stunned in the middle of the ring. Into the Defiler drop. Now Damien going to the top again. Looking for something here. Pausing on the top rope. Waiting for Kenny. And there's a elbow drop to the kidney. Back to the top. And what's he looking for this time? Wow. Went for the elbow drop, but Kenny got out of the way. Kenny now with a headlock toss. Takes Damien down, but Damien blocks that foot into the dragon screw. And this is high octane so far, ladies and gentlemen. Kenny blocking Damien's offensive there, but goes to the knee and busts Damien open as well. There's a lot of bloodshed in this match. A violent chest slap. And the back body drop. And now feet to the face. Just aggravating that injury. And there's an Enziguri. High octane indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Damien Defiler lying prone in the ring. While Cynthia goes for a single leg grapevine. To Daniel. Breaks the hold. But Cynthia goes for a pinfall. 2 count. Damien able to kick out of that one as well. Cynthia makes a tag to Kenny. And, we've got a nice flow going on now. Kenny tosses Damien to the outside. Looking for the 10 beats of the Baron. And that's gonna open the chest cavity. Damien falls to the outside and Kenny joins him. Going after Supreme Lord Cipher again now. And now we do have a 10 count in this, ladies and gentlemen. Hip toss on Damien Defiler, and now Kenny, wary of Supreme Lord Cipher, continues the attack on Damien with the dragon screw. Kenny now maybe just looking to keep out of Supreme Lord Cipher's way. Again, going to attack. Defiler with those kicks to the fingers, and there's a belly to belly suplex. keeping the Defiled one on the floor. We're at an 8 count now. Defiler dazed. Kenny waiting for action. 9 counts. And Defiler makes it in on the 10, but no. Looks like a draw, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look at some of this action. And I thought the Defiled were going to take it. They had a lot of good offense there, but yes, there was good offense from both teams. But in the end, both teams counted out. And I sure thought that was going to be the end of it.
The referee declares this match a draw as a result of a double count out. Therefore, still MMW Tag Team Champions. The team of Kenny Time and Synth Up.
I guess that's one way to retain the belts. Double count out means the belts don't change hands. Kenny and Synth live to fight another day. I'm sure the Defiled will have something to say about that in the next encounter. Let's get on with the next match, ladies and gentlemen.
This next contest is the MMW Women's #1 contender match. Entering the arena first, accompanied by Matt Dickey and current MMW Women's Champion, Candy Kane, the Yankee Rose, Dixie Clements.
And here's Dixie Clements looking to achieve a #1 contendership. She's coming down to ringside with the current women's champion, of course, her stablemate Candy Kane, who won the title last night from Tonya Harmon. And it's a bit of a strange situation, this, if you ask me. I mean, what if Dixie wins this match? But obviously her opponent will be trying to stop that from happening. But with Matt and Candy on the outside.
Her opponent, the self-proclaimed Queen of Staten Island, the hot tip, Katia Minelli.
I would say things is going to be fairly difficult for this lady. Although, you know, she's a fighter. We've seen her achieve the impossible before. It's just a very strange situation when you're out with the champion. What happens if Katia doesn't win? I hope we don't end up seeing, like, you know, the finger poke of doom sort of scenario. Surely Candy Kane earned the right to be women's champion by, you know, winning that 8-woman match, and then a big brawl, and then, you know, having the opportunity last night against Tonya Harmon. Anyway, we're close to bell. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, and now Dixie with the offense in the first place. Sends Katia to the corner and pulls on the arm. Katia with the elbow. Stops Dixie in her tracks. Going for a crossbody. Doesn't quite make it. Dixie got out of the way. Oh, there's a short arm DDT. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I've got a bit of a frog in my throat at the moment. Katia now dazed on the mat, in the chokehold, and Matt and Candy on the outside there, just looking on. Matt protecting his investment. One has a beautiful sidewalk slam maneuver. Katia now back on the offensive. Violent neck scissors. A violent back kick there. Katia now going to the top rope. Matt Candy looking on. Frog splash into a pinfall attempt. 2 count only. Dixie now on the wrong end of offensiveness here. And Catchy with that crossbody connects this time. Knees to the gut. And into the pinfall again. And Candy and Matt just watching on. Maybe they're not worried. Maybe there's a plan. Oh, and there's a violent kick from Dixie. Catchy moves out of the way and gives her some kicks of her own. She misses that one. It's picked up and taken down. And now Candy just spurring a teammate, a stablemate on. Matt looking dapper there, but just back to North calm and collected. Beautiful Northern Light suplex. Takes Dixie down though. Matt looking a little bit worried. Happy with that reversal. Dixie now just stomping on the elbow and the knee. Pulling on the back again. And the chin. Candy rearing her stablemate on. Catchy gets out. And there's a beautiful gut wrench suplex to the middle of the ring from Dixie, and Dixie runs to the corner, climbs the top, and there's a beautiful frog splash that catches knees in the gut. And there's a suplex from Catchy Manelli. Back on the offensive now. Mounted punches. Keep the Yankee Rose down. And back to the neck scissors, and again with that elbow to the head, just wearing the Texan Rose down. And now Catcher to the top rope, calling for something here. Oh, and she misses. Dixie a little bit dazed. Catcher just sideswipes her and gets a stunner. The Dixie cutter there. Dixie goes for the pinfall. Ooh, and there's a 2 count. Catcher just able to get those shoulders up at the last second there. Dixie now looking for the pile driver. Trying to damage that neck of Catcher's. 2 count only was the cry. And now Dixie takes down Catcher and tosses her to the outside. Climbs to the top turnbuckle. And there's a frog splash on the arena floor. And the Matt comes to his to her aid, but she doesn't really need any help. Catcher now just dazed on the arena, the crowd barrier there. Matt directing traffic on the outside. Dixie just pulling on the back of Catcher, and we're at a 5 count. Well, I guess we could have another count out. She's tapping out, but yes, that breaks the hold, but there's no. I think Catcher looks fairly well spent here. We may have another count out. We're on 8 already. Candy looking for something in 9. Catcher just barely able to make it to her feet. It's 10, that's it. Dixie wins, ladies and gentlemen. It's fundamentally simple like that. There were lots of opportunities again, but you know, we're seeing lots of a couple of cheap wins now. Both women had ample opportunity on the inside of the ring, with Dixie being the wily person she is decided to take it to the outside.
Here's your winner and your number one contender to the MMW Women's Championship. The Yankee Rose, Dixie Clemens.
It's a win for Dixie so far. Does that make her a one contender? Well, I wouldn't say so, but we'll see, ladies and gentlemen, what transpires in the coming months. We're on match 12 coming up now, ladies and gentlemen.
This is your MMW Roster Championship match and is to be
Mayhem.
contested under European rules, meaning the first to score 2 out of 3 decisions will be the winner and take the belt.
This is All-Star Championship match. I told you there's championship galore in this show tonight. The number one contender currently, this man, Lane Cipher, the middle brother in the Cipher family. Done quite well for himself in the past, and obviously with his brother Luke in a tag team scenario. Looking for more singles gold in this new era now. Here comes his opponent, the current All-Star champion, T.M.E. And he's looking ready for this. This is going to be a 2 out of 3 falls match. European rules, as they say, for this championship belt. And T.M.E.'s been pretty tough in keeping hold and retaining it from the Dude, for example, who took it from him. And we're getting ready for the formal introductions now, as we see that little All-Star splash.
Introducing to my right, the challenger, the middle brother of the Sipha dynasty, the big red bastard, Lane Sipha.
Lane looks ready, the big red bastard.
And standing in the far left-hand corner, the current MMW All-Star champion, the athletic amphibian, T.M.E.
But don't let the smaller size of this man fool you. He'll do anything he can to retain the belt. He was a great All-Star champion in the second generation of MMW, and he's looking to carry on that legacy right now, ladies and gentlemen, as we watch the belt get past the timekeepers. And the bell gets rung, and here we go. Lane with the upper hand there. Tosses T.M.E. in a sort of suplex back style maneuver there. Just tossing him on the mat there. Bodily. Ooh, and there's a spin kick from T.M.E. taking down the big man. And it's going to be these sort of cruiserweight style maneuvers that will favour T.M.E. over Lane at this point, and he goes for submission hold, but Lane's long body able to offer him that rope break there. Now a Northern Light suplex takes the big man down. T.M.E. to the top already, and an elbow drop into a pinfall. And I guess 2 count, and I guess, you know, the quicker you get one on the chalkboard, the easier it is to get a second, maybe. And now he's looking like he's got the upper hand, but Lane reverses that and tosses the Space Turtle outside. Goes to the top rope. Ooh, and there's a violent elbow drop onto the arena floor. And that's a long way down for that big man. It's almost like time slowed down there. I mean, I don't quite know the situation. If there's another count out here, does that count as a fall decision? I suppose it might. He tosses T.M.E into the steps and gets back in. Relaxes in the corner there. There's a 5 count. 6. Gets back outside to break that count. The count starts again, and he went for an attack, but T.M.E reversed it. Gets him the T-bone. Now T.M.E back on the inside, taunting his challenger. You don't get him that easily, says T.M.E. He tosses Luke into the corner there. Looking for something now. Now Luke dazed in the corner. T.M.E hangs him in the tree of woe. And just chokes him out there. Looking to take the big man down. More cruiserweight style manoeuvres there. Keeping the big red bastard on his canvas. And now T.M.E with that middle rope drop kick. An elbow to the head. And now T.M.E goes back to the top. Elbow drop. And into the pinfall. And a kick out at 2. Lane looking a little bit dazed and confused. We managed to get out there. And both men missed their respective manoeuvres. T.M.E went for a crossbody and Lane was going for that leg drop. Didn't quite work. And now he just tosses T.M.E onto the turnbuckle there. And that's going to scramble your brain cells. Picks him up in the suplex and slightly delayed. Ooh, violent drop there. T.M.E feeling the hurt. And now getting fists to the face. Not fists of fun, definitely. And now stomps to the chest. Just pushing the air out of the lungs there. Into a sidewalk slam in the middle of the ring. And now the big man goes for a pinfall. The referee repositions himself. And T.M.E able to kick out at 2. Lane looking a little bit dishevelled there. Signalling something now. Looking for a choke slam. Maybe. T.M.E able to break out of that. And a cravat suplex. Takes the big man back down to the canvas. T.M.E now back to the top. Looking for the moonsault. And in for the pinfall. 2 count only. Very nearly 3. T.M.E questioning the count there. But he gets back on the offensive, tosses Lane to the back corner. And looking for the roller coaster suplex. Gets a 3 count. T.M.E now.
T.M.E scores the first fall and his first decision.
And that's got to be a good thing for T.M.E now. He's got 1 up. Continues the offense, goes for the fisherman suplex pin. Ooh, and Lane kicks out at 2. And not able to keep him down. T.M.E now back on the offensive. Goes for it again. And Lane able to kick out again once more. T.M.E now looking frustrated. Goes to the top. a frog splash, but Lane got the knees up. Now back on the offensive for Lane. Chops to the chin there. Chops to take T.M.E down. Now just stomping on him. And a leg drop. And that's got to be bad for the little guy. And now he's in the the nerve hold there. Slaps his knee to the canvas. T.M.E reverses the offence from Lane. And now looking for something here. Picks up Lane and tosses him to the outside. That's a big power bomb from a little guy. And now the assault on the leg there, trying to take the trunks of the big man down. Butterfly suplex on the outside. Discombobulates the big red bastard. T.M.E now taunting him now from the inside. A 5 count. Lane just strolls over, gets back in at 6. Grabs hold of the little guy, picks him up, and that delayed suplex and another drop to the canvas there. Neck breaker. And now Lane looking to manoeuvre him for some reason, away from the ropes, maybe looking for something. Going for the claw. And he's got it cinched in. T.M.E looking like he's losing consciousness, trying to pull the arm off, but the referee calls it. One apiece now, ladies and gentlemen.
Lane scores his first decision via submission.
Just got interesting. T.M.E able to fight out of that. Picks up Lane in the fisherman suplex pinfall again. Lane kicks out at the last second. Oh, T.M.E. What can he do? What more can he do? To fend this big man off, tosses him to the outside. Maybe looking for the cheap win. You know, wouldn't be the first time. It would actually be the third time this evening. But, you know, shit happens sometimes. T.M.E now looking for an offensive manoeuvre. But Lane dodges out the way, leaving the turtle on the outside. Lane now relaxing on the corner, but that's a stupid manoeuvre. T.M.E with the roller coaster. 2. Oh, and Lane kicks out just with milliseconds to spare there. And there's a clothesline from the little guy. Lane tries to block it, but there's another one. T.M.E now taken down. Lane looking for a choke slam again. Will he get it this time? Yes, he does. Goes for a pinfall. Oh, and T.M.E kicks out, gets those shoulders up. Lane just pissed off now. Choking the All-Star champion. Picks him up, double choke slam. Boot to the face there. Now just stomping on his legs. Boot to the midriff. And again. Keeping T.M.E on the floor. Lane to the second rope, and there's an elbow drop. Beautifully executed on a leg drop. Just forcing the air out of those lungs. Lane now with the gorilla press takes the turtle warrior down, stomps to the chest, drop kick to the back, and this, ooh, the big punch to the face there, goes for another choke slam. T.M.E able to break the hold though, last second. And in for a penny, in for a pound. Gut wrench powerbomb. Takes the big man down. And now T.M.E looking to go to the top again. Looking for the moonsault. And he hits it this time. Goes for a pinfall. Lane gets his hand under the rope, gets the rope break. And this could go either way right now, ladies and gentlemen. Lane fights his way out of the grapple. Goes to the clothesline, but T.M.E ducks it. Gets picked up. Thrown down in the gorilla press. And now Lane looking maybe for that claw again. Manoeuvres him into the middle of the ring. Yes, that's exactly what's going on here. Gets him in the claw. The referee down on his knees. Calls it. Lane goes 2-0.
Scores his second decision via submission.
That's all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a new champion. Let's look at some of this action. This was amazing. Just excitement personified. A beautiful sidewalk slam there. So good we've seen it twice. Into the pinfall. Wasn't quite good enough for this roller coaster at the beginning of the downfall. Many attempts, but that was the final nail in the coffin there.
Here is your winner and new MMW All-Star Champion, the Big Red Bastard, Lane Sifa.
The claw, too much for T.M.E. And Lane wins his first title in this new era, I think. Well, that was great. Let's get on with the next match, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be the Triple Threats Live Wire Women's Tag Team Championship match.
This match will crown the inaugural MMW Live Wire Women's Tag Team Champions. And is a triple threat ladder match. Entering the arena first, the team of PJ Reed and Letitia Sifa. The arena, Justice.
PJ Reed and Letitia Sifa coming down to ringside, looking ready for this. Should be a good one. By all accounts, ladies and gentlemen, three-way tag team tornado match for that. The new Live Wire Women's Tag Team Championships. 6 women, all deserving of this opportunity.
The second team comprises the combined evil of Alison Payne and Jane Doe, spreading fear and causing havoc. They are the Pain Makers.
Ooh, and I think I just got a shiver down my spine, ladies and gentlemen. The evil inherent in these two individuals, Alison Payne and Jane Doe. And well, this is match 13, ladies and gentlemen, so could be unlucky for some, could be very lucky for these two ladies. If suspicion was to be believed, because let's face it, the number 13 was probably lucky for these two evil bitches. Evil portents. They tagged in the second iteration of MMW in the 2010 years. will they
And
will the
finally,
team this
the
evening?
anarchic duo of Lexi and Vicky Rocks, the purveyors of punk and sleaze. Rocks Nation.
That is to say, will they be a worthy team this evening? They've been apart for a while, but these two should be on the same page. Lexi and Vicky Rocks, sisters, should be on the same wavelength, looking for their first championship titles in MMW. Should be a good one. There's the title hanging above the ring. Here we go. And Lexi takes down Letitia. Vicky takes down PJ. And now Jane and Alison attacking Vicky. Jane to the outside. Lexi on the outside. And this is going to get very confusing, ladies and gentlemen. Just a flurry of activity. Lexi gets tossed into the steps. Alison reverse suplexes Letitia on the outside. And now all the bodies just wandering round. Lexi attacking Letitia. Alison picking up a ladder. Getting back in the ring now. Jane picking up the ladder. Attacking Lexi with it. Looking to get it inside the ring. Passes it to a tag team partner. While she deals with everyone on the outside. And this could be the greatest tactic of all, ladies and gentlemen. Alison Payne in the ring. Alone. Reaches for that belt. Here you see both Letitia and Vicky go for the attack. Letitia gets tossed off the ring and off the ladder, sorry. Vicky pushes Alison off and Jane went for an attack to the outside but missed completely. It's going to get a little bit confusing. Vicky with a second rope drop kick to Letitia. Jane picks up PJ. He gets knocked down by Vicky with the ladder. Lexi and Alison grappling in the middle there. Lexi now on the ladder. Alison takes Lexi down and passes it to Jane, a tag team partner who's attacking her on the inside. Vicky attacking PJ Reed on the outside. Letitia dazed on the other side of the ring. And Alison Payne back to try and grab that belt. And this is fundamentally great tactics. Vicky rocks though, sending Alison to the floor, canvas. Now PJ Reed attacks Vicky Rocks. Beautiful suplex. Jane and Lexi on the outside. Letitia taunting. Oh, and there's a beautiful manoeuvre there from PJ Reed, but Vicky got back up again. She gets taken down by PJ Reed, who gets her in her neck scissors. Leg scissors, and again Alison to the top of the ladder. PJ now. Oh, Alison standing on top. Elbow drops to Vicky on the out from the top of the ladder. PJ now grabs for the belt. Alison pushes the ladder away. Jane takes Lexi out on the outside. Letitia Siffer attacking Alison Payne. Well, PJ Reed is dazed and confused on the outside. And now Vicky Rocks with the ladder. Sets it up. Letitia just attacking Alison relentlessly. Jane Doe was confused, dazed on the outside. Lexi back on the outside. Letitia attacking Vicky Rocks on the ladder. Lexi now climbing the ladder. Letitia attacking Lexi now. Lexi grabs the belt. Letitia pushes the ladder away. Gets attacked by Alison. Lexi just dangling from the tag belt. Gets picked up and powerbombed on the ladder by Jane Doe. This is far too complex to call, ladies and gentlemen. Alison tosses Letitia into the corner. Lexi attacks. PJ attacking Lexi. Jane Doe picks up the ladder. Attacks PJ Reed from the back. Attacks Lexi, takes her down. Alison tosses Letitia to the outside. Jane gets tossed to the outside by PJ Reed. Vicky Rocks gets attacked as she lies there prone on the outside. Sorry, Letitia. Vicky's on the other side of the ring. Jane Doe attacks Lexi with the ladder. Alison attacking Letitia in the front here. Vicky now attacking Letitia as well. Attacking Alison, attacking Letitia. Jane and Lexi on the ladder now. PJ attacking Jane, pushes the ladder, takes both ladies down. Continues the assault on Jane Doe, then takes out Lexi while she's at it. Alison Payne picks up Lexi Rocks, but Lexi reverses into a fireman's carry. PJ Reed went for a drop kick but missed. PJ now picking up the ladder. Vicky tossing Letitia into the far distances there. Gets back in the ring, attacks Alison Payne. PJ Reed attacking Lexi Rocks. Jane Doe on the outside somewhere. Flurry of punches keep Alison down. And now Letitia goes for a ladder. Vicky stops it. The Rocks Nation. Rocks Sisters attacking the Emo Justice. And there's no love lost there. Alison grabs Lexi in a reverse suplex. Letitia on the outside with Vicky Rocks. PJ Reed attacking Lexi now. And Alison picks up the ladder once more. Awaiting assistance from Jane Doe on the outside. Attacking Lexi Rocks now. Jane comes back in. Grabs hold of PJ Reed. Alison takes down Lexi Rocks. Letitia and Vicky on the outside continue to fight. Oh, on the arena floor, and that's a violent attack. Lexi's dazed. Vicky is dazed. PJ is dazed. Beautiful short arm clothesline there by Jane Doe. Keeps PJ on the mat while Alison attacks Lexi Rocks. And now Letitia Siffer attacking Lexi, but Alison gets in on the action. Just violence everywhere. Violence absolutely everywhere. These matches are just madness. Yes, a flurry of mounted punches keep Lexi on the canvas. Alison picks up Letitia Siffer. And wouldn't it be great if Letitia could also win the match? There's a short arm clothesline from Vicky Rocks there. Letitia going for the belt now. Trying to add gold into the Siffer family. No, she climbs to the top. She's looking for something here. Dives on Alison. The Rocks Nation now guarding the ladder. Vicky attacking Letitia while Lexi climbs and tries to grab that belt. DDT sees Letitia down. PJ Reed now attacking Lexi on the top of the ladder. Lexi balanced precariously as Alison climbs to the top, looking to take somebody down. And now Lexi and Alison just duking it out on the top of the ladder. Vicky pushes both women off, sacrificing her own sister for the good of the... just keep the belt safe, I guess. Now attacking PJ Reed on the outside. Lexi's lying prone on the inside. Alison climbing the ladder again. Vicky gets back inside. Letitia attacking Jane Doe on the outside. Allison tossed into the turnbuckle. There's bodies everywhere. Mayhem absolutely is the right name for this pay-per-view, ladies and gentlemen. There's mayhem in this mall this evening. And Vicky takes Allison down. Goes for the ladder. Sits in the middle of the ring. Jane gets tossed out by PJ Reed. And PJ Reed and Vicky to the top of the rope. Duking it out on the top of the ladder. PJ has hold of Vicky, but Vicky fights back. Letitia has Lexi on the outside. Slams her into the barricade there. And now white noise off the ladder. Takes Vicky down. PJ Reed took some of the brunt of it as well though. Sidewalk Sam keeps Vicky on the canvas. Jane Doe now attacking PJ Reed on the ladder. Allison climbing to the top. Making the grab for the belt. Jane Doe tosses PJ to the outside. Keeping PJ down. That's it, and that's it. Well, that was amazing, ladies and gentlemen. Allison grabs the belt. Great teamwork there by the Painmakers who claim this belt. Let's look at some of this action. See if we can make head and tail of it now in these replays. Yeah, it's just too much action to contain. Too much going on, man. It's just what the fundamental teamwork of these two ladies.
Your winners in first ever Live Wire Women's Tag Team Champions.
Gifts them those titles.
The Devil's Daughters, Alison Payne and Jane Doe. The Painmakers.
And rightly so, ladies and gentlemen. Well done, girls, ladies, whatever you want to be called. It's going to be hell to pay, whoever takes these two on. But now, we're closing in on the final match of the night, ladies and gentlemen. I'm getting fairly tired. It's been a long night. Been a long couple of days, really. But yes, here we go. The Unified Heavyweight Championship.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for your Mayhem in the Mall Night 2 main event of the evening. It is for the MMW Unified Heavyweight Championship, has a 60-minute time limit, and is won by a pinfall or submission.
This man won the Big Brawl in January to gain this opportunity. And he gets lovely little smoke effects now, I see. Dark Lord Lucifer. I mean, his wife was unsuccessful in that match just then. His brother, his new All-Star champion. His other brother, the Bad Seed, didn't quite make it. In that tag match, I'm sure they'll get another opportunity. Will Luke be able to do the impossible this evening? Take the belt from the Punisher, who will be flanked by his new World Order cohorts. It all comes down to this. As the lights go up, his command, and he steps inside the ropes.
It would be really great if you drowned in a lake.
And Dark Lord Lucifer is no stranger to championships. He was also the MWO Icon. He won that Icon tournament in the second phase of MMW. And he's looking now ready. Ooh, the lights have gone. It's gone black and white. I mean, we'll not talk about copyright infringement here. They're the new World Order. Not to be confused with the other guys, supposedly. Demon Seed, the newest recruit. flanking the Punisher on the left hand side. On the right hand side, the Uber Beast, the monster in green. You can't see it because it's black and white, but they seem like they're a unit right now, ladies and gentlemen. The man in the middle there, the leader, the unified champion, looking to keep hold of that belt. And well, you know, I would say with the help of these two fellas, it could be inevitable. But we'll await the formal introductions. They'll be coming up right now.
Introducing first, standing at 6 feet 10 inches, the Challenger, the Dark Lord, Luke, Cypher.
The Challenger looking hungry. He's waited some time for this.
And in the champion's corner, accompanied by his MMW compadres, he is the reigning, defending MMW Unified Heavyweight Champion, the Great One, the Punisher.
Will he be kissing it goodbye? He looks fairly determined in the corner there. The Punisher calls himself the Great One. He's called himself the Great One for a long time. Luke gets shown the belt gets held aloft, and this could be it, ladies and gentlemen. Will the power gain, the numbers favour the Punisher, or will Luke be able to pull it off? Tosses him into the corner already. That's a good start. Choking him out with that big boot. And now choking him out with that big ham hock hand as well. Just squeezing the air from the Punisher. And that's not a bad thing. Oh, and there's a knee lift. Taking down the Dark Lord. And he goes for the stretcher. The punishment, he calls that. But Luke gives him a couple of elbows to the head and breaks that hold. But it's done a little bit of damage on the big man's ligaments. But not enough. And there's a violent ham hock that takes the Punisher down. And a leg drop keeps him there. Short arm elbow drop. And now he gets tossed to the outside. And now Luke looking for something here. Picks him up and drops his back onto that hard arena apron. But Punisher introduces Luke to the hard arena floor and the ring steps. Ooh. And again, champion's advantage, unfortunately. The Demon Seed directing traffic. Looking to aid his compadre. We're at a 4 count right now. And if Luke stays outside, then he'll lose his opportunity. Well, he gets tossed in the steps again. The Demon Seed hanging around to 7 count. 8 already, and Luke dashes back in at 8. Picks up the Punisher, but the Punisher able to block that maneuver. Elbow to the back, another elbow to the back, and he gets tossed back to the outside. The Punisher now playing dirty, but Luke manages to side swipe that and gets a suplex on the outside. Demon Seed looking on, ready to help his compadre. But Luke attacking now the Punisher on the outside. And obviously a count out would result in a win for Luke, but it wouldn't result in a change of title. Now back breaks the count, back to the outside. Damaging him on the outside is better, I suppose. And I'm surprised that the two cronies have not yet got involved. I expected that they maybe would. Punisher back inside now. Demon Seed walks towards Luke, and Luke manages to avoid the confrontation. Gets back in the ring. Keeps his mind on the job at hand, and that's... Ooh, and there's a chop block from the Punisher. Luke would be best served to concentrate on the man in the ring, not the two on the outside. And there's a reversal. Takes the Punisher to the ropes. Ooh, and there's a violent punch there. Sends him clothesline. The leg drop now. And the Punisher looks like he's in trouble. Another violent leg drop. And that's favoured by both Cipher brothers there. We've seen that from both Ciphers tonight. Both good Ciphers anyway. Mounted punches keep the Punisher on the mat. And now that Vulcan nerve grip. The Punisher breaks out of that hold. Sends Luke to the canvas. Takes him over with a reverse suplex. And that's impressive for a big man. Taking down the big man that is. Flurry of punches, a chop to the chest. Sends Luke Wheeler into the ropes, and Punisher now ducks the clothesline. Oh, and there's a violent clothesline of his own. Going to the top rope now. The tables have turned, the elbow drop. Right in the heart. And now the Dragon Sleeper. Uber Beast chanting his leader on. Luke gets the knees up. Wanko looks for a chokeslam, but Punisher blocks it. Backside suplex. Takes the big man down. Went for a bear hug, but Luke blocks it. Punches to the face, keeping Punisher at bay. And now turnabout is fair play, back and forth, these two men. Punisher sends him to the ropes, blocks it again. Looking for that clothesline. And now going for an Indian leg deathlock type maneuver. Mounted punches keeping the big man on the canvas. And this is Punisher's wheelhouse. Just varied violent offensiveness and attacks, short sharp attacks. Punisher looking for something now. Looking for the papoose to go. But Luke fighting his way out of it. Blocks it, reverses it. Sends Punisher to the canvas. A running leg drop. Mounted punches, and Uber Beast not happy on the outside. Taunting the big man. And the big man to the top rope now. Oh, and there's a top rope leg drop, goes for a pinfall. The Punisher busted open on the buckle of Luke's boots. Blood flowing down the face now. Luke looking for something here. Going for the tombstone pile driver. Boom! Into a pinfall. 2 count only. And I thought that was going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. Goes back to the mounted punches. Is milliseconds away from a new champion there, ladies and gentlemen. The Punisher now back on the retaliation. Spinning neck breaker. And back to mounted punches of his own. It's going to hurt Luke. That mask just driving into his face, and there's the spine buster into a pinfall. 2 count only. 2 count only, and Uber Beast and the Demon Seed look on as their master takes down this Valiant opponent. Goes to the papoose to go. Luke slips out again. Picks up the Punisher. Body slam. Spinning elbow drop. And this back and forth is amazing, ladies and gentlemen. Just a straightforward punch to the face. Another leg drop. Keeps the leader of the NWO down. Elbow drop again. Just working on the arm now. And that's smashed to the face. Just brutalises the Punisher. Choking the life out of the man now. Luke Siffert looking good for this, ladies and gentlemen. Picks up the Punisher, but Punisher blocks it with a chop block. Takes the big man down. Well, he gets an enziguri. Well, was looking for a dragon screw there, maybe. Luke Siffert reverses the offensiveness. And now takes Punisher for some old school type maneuverability. Walks that top rope. Slams him down to the canvas. He's gone for a pinfall, ladies and gentlemen. 3. Oh my God. Luke Siffert wins, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look at some of this action. This tombstone, I thought that was the end of it anyway. The big man has come good against adversity. Maybe the Punisher just brought these two out for show on this occasion. We nearly had him there, mind. That old school type maneuver was too much. Punisher is defeated.
Your winner and MMW Unified Heavyweight Champion, the Dark Lord, Cypher.
Luke wins. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the end of the show. Good fight. Good night. I've been the British Bruiser. We'll see you again next time for some more MMW action.